everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Time Saver TV, the place to be for the home and life you will love. I'm coming back at you today on Your Way Thursday, and as a result of last week's episode, I have a great topic to talk about today. Why did it all come about? Well, because last week you might remember that I shared with you my New Year's resolution, which was to try and eat 80% of our foods organic. It was just a personal choice I made, but a lot of you wrote in particular Susan up in Anchorage, Alaska. And hi Susan and all my fans up in Anchorage. I'm so glad to have a contingent of people who are so far away that I'm able to help. And it's lovely that you wrote in, so thank you, because this is an issue that concerns everyone. Organic eating. But the question is, how do we do it? Susan's concern was living in Alaska, as you can imagine. It's tough enough to get produce, let alone organic produce. So how do you choose and where do you start? I went back through my research and tried to pull together the best of the best information to help guide you on what to eat organic and what's okay not to eat organic. And that's the results of today's little video and why we're in the office today and not in the kitchen today. So what did I find out? Well, recent studies done for the 2012 list of the top 15 dirty and clean foods by the Environmental Working Group, or the EWG, shows some really incredible results. Now, the EWG went through and evaluated I believe it's the FDA's site on all of the food testing that was done, and they came up with a list of 15 of the top foods that you should be eating organic and 15 foods that it really doesn't matter. Now, their theory is this: if you go ahead and follow this list of eating these organic foods, you will reduce your pesticide exposure by 80%. That's right, it seems like 80% is the magic number. 80%. Now, I'm going to provide you a link to their site so that you can look at the comprehensive list, but I do want to run down it really quickly with you. Now, taking a look at the big picture, the number one food groups, or number 1 and 2 food groups that you should be eating organic, first of all, are your meats. Definitely your beef and your chicken. If you can go ahead and find organic pork, then that's a great thing too. It's not as easy to come by. And the organic meats are important simply because of the hormones that are in there and some of the pesticides that you'll find in the feeds and a whole host of other things. So organic meat is number 1. Organic dairy is definitely number 2. Your milk, most especially with the hormones in the milk, and your yogurts and your cheeses and that sort of stuff, definitely go organic with that. Now, talking about dairy, here's something that was a surprise to me. Eggs are something that you don't have to eat organic, and it's not necessarily recommended that you eat them organic. You can do free range, you can do organic if you want, and you can find them and you can afford them, go for it. But the reason that they say eggs you don't have to eat organically is because hens who lay eggs aren't necessarily fed the hormones, antibiotics, and steroids that the meat chickens are fed. So it's felt that it's not passed through to the egg. So that's a good thing, because you know what? Eggs are a great source of protein, and Lord knows they're really inexpensive. Now, when it comes to produce, that's where the EWG's list comes in handy. And I'm going to read right off the list here because I don't want to trust my memory. All right, the dirty dozen plus 2 extra vegetables that you absolutely want to make sure that you eat organic, and I'll tell you why. Number 1, apples. Number 2, celery. Then we follow with sweet bell peppers, peaches, strawberries, imported nectarines, grapes, spinach, lettuce, cucumbers, blueberries, and potatoes, and those are the top 12. Now, the extra 2 that they absolutely say eat organic no matter what, because they have pesticide residues that are of a tremendously potential hazard and special concern, and those are kales and dark leafy greens, as well as green beans. Go figure. All right, now let's flip to the other side and talk about their top 15 that are lowest in pesticides and okay not to buy organic. Number 1, onions. Number 2, sweet corn, followed by pineapples, avocado. Then we have your cabbage, sweet peas, asparagus, mangoes, eggplant, kiwi, domestic cantaloupe, not imported cantaloupe, domestic cantaloupe, sweet potatoes, grapefruit, watermelon, and mushrooms. Go figure. So there you have it, the top list from the EWG that will help you eliminate over 80% of your pesticide exposure if you eat them organically. Start definitely, as I said, with your meats and your dairy, then move on down through your produce as well. I hope that answers your question. I hope that sheds a little light on the benefits of eating organically and helping you reduce your exposure to pesticides for you and your family. Keep those questions coming, by all means, because you know what? Maybe your question will be next to be answered on another episode of Time Saver TV, the place to be for a home and life you'll love. I'm Stacey Hawkins from StaceyHawkins.com, and I'll catch you next week.